Flew all the way for you.
Since day one.
Yeah. Oh, day 2. G'day, Cam. You know what my first question's going to be. It's a Halo walkout, mate. How did it feel to be walking out to the Mjolnir mix in your home country?
That was that's something I've been envisioning and dreaming about since I first walked out to it maybe 8 years ago.
Are you going to send a message to Mike Perry and say that's how it's supposed to be done?
Yeah, I think I should. But I mean, when he walked out to Beyonce's Halo, that was a banger.
How do you think you would have handled that scenario if that happened to you?
I probably would have done the exact same as him. That's not my walkout song, and then I would have just danced my way to the ring. Yeah.
So you had a impressive speech there at the end. When you're standing there listening to Paul Felder ask you questions, how much are you actually hearing?
How many of his questions am I hearing? I hear a little bit of it, but I'm just, in my mind, I'm like, no, I'm not answering that. Yeah, I'm just, I got something in my head. I'm just going to try and integrate it as well as I can in with the question that you've asked.
So you've, how much time did it take to prepare that speech? It was very impressive, and the dance moves as well in front of the cage, in front of the camera that you can't see me.
The speeches, I don't force them. They just come to me naturally in my and sometimes in my autistic daydreaming while I'm doing my daily life admin of just washing the dishes, hanging up the clothes. The brain I just let the gears tick over and it just comes naturally to me.
So including what comes naturally, there are a lot of similarities between you and Izzy, even with the debut now as well. So when did that kind of dawn on you?
That dawned on me when it was after training one day, and I was just sitting there and I was just let the YouTube videos roll, like if you have YouTube Premium, the videos roll through automatically into the next one, and it was top UFC debuts, and Izzy's was one of them, and it was like, it gives you the date, it gives you the arena that they do it, and so on and so forth, and then they play the fight, and I was like, oh yeah, he debuted in Perth, I'm debuting in Perth as well. I was like, oh yeah, there you go, and it kind of clicked then.
And so you've done 2 back-to-back camps. Are you wanting to get another fight in this year, or have you earned a break?
I will go back, talk to my manager, talk to my coach. I'm going to give you the stock standard response, and that's what I'm going to do. And I'm not going to say yes, and I'm not going to say no.
You'll talk about it on Tuesday?
Maybe Wednesday.
And last one from me. Now that you're a UFC fighter, are you going to be coming back to coach Alter?
I've actually lost my job at Alter because I was too good at coaching Alter. I got too many wins coaching the Alter boys, and it just wasn't fair. So I've lost my job. It's been given to Lawrence Louis now, who will also be in the UFC and given one more fight, and then he will also lose his job because he's in the UFC. So if you coach Alter and then you make the UFC, you actually lose your Alter job.
Well, you've got a new job now, mate. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Cam Rowston just here. Did it go how you planned it? I've asked you that a few times about the whole week, if it's been everything you imagined. The performance out there was absolutely spectacular. Is that how you drew it up?
Not at all. Not at all in my head. That is not how I thought the fight was going to go. I prepare for the worst, hope for the best. If you see how we train, or if you know how we train at City Kickboxing, we are ready for a 15-minute dogfight or a 25-minute dogfight, and that's exactly what I expect every single fight that I have, whether it's a regional fight, a UFC fight, a Contender Series fight. I am 100% prepared to just have a dogfight.
What were you expecting?
I was expecting a lot of up-down, so getting taken down, getting back up. Probably getting cracked a little bit on the ground as well, willing to eat shots to allow myself an opening to get back to my feet, and then just cooking him over 15 minutes. But instead of slow cooking him over 15 minutes, it was fast food, flash fry.
And how was the moment? You talked about the moment before the walkout, the energy, you get to do that victory, and then you get the big KO, and then as you leave the cage, you have to carry your own spit bucket. How humbling was that to immediately have to go back to carrying your own stuff?
this sport will humble you in many, many ways, whether that's voluntarily or involuntarily, and I decided I was going to do it voluntarily tonight.
And you mentioned before, when Paul Felder asked you a question, you try to just say whatever you wanted to say and make it work. Do you do the same thing here?
I was thinking of something I wanted to say there, but I had a speech written in my head. I had things I wanted to say. I know I watch a lot of UFC, and I know these prelim fights, they really only ask you 2 or 3 questions, and then you're gone. You're out of there. They get the next fight rolling. So didn't really want to answer the stock standard questions. I wanted to just have my moment on the mic.
And you talked before this fight about, it's been a quick turnaround from contenders to here, and you said, I'm here to get the rocket strapped to me, and that's what you felt this fight was. If you got a win here, that could really boost you up high. I know you said, you'll talk to the team and let that all decide, but where do you kind of think you go from here? This is a big win for a debut.
Yeah, from here, I think it's going to be, they're going to be offering me, them being the UFC, it's going to be hard fights. It's going to be people who have been in the same position as Petrosky before, possibly better positions than him, or who have been, they've been to the top of the mountain and I wouldn't say they've slumped, but they have, they've been to good heights, and maybe they might be on their way out, and I kind of have an idea, or in my head, I think I know how the UFC likes to match the fights, and I see myself getting similar fights to the Petrosky level.
Congratulations on the win.
And Cam, first off, who's looking after the cats at home?
They look after themselves. They open the door, they go outside, they take a poo, they go and hunt for their own food. They're sorted.
And now you're obviously at the UFC level. Are they getting more premium food, or?
Yeah, I'm going to up their wet food to twice a day. I can afford it now.
Now, mate, go back to the fight. Petrosky had a nice sort of armbar set up where you kept having to sort of adjust your hips, square your hips type thing. How much danger did you sort of feel in that early situation?
I did feel the fight slow down a little bit at that point. Obviously, like with the grappling situation like that, it was slow. I just tried to extract my arm and just do an absolute white belt move and just pull it out. And I felt his hips extend and my arm start to extend. And then I was like, don't do that. That's not a good move. So then I decided to just stay with what I could hear in the corner, which was just follow the hips. And I've been doing jiu-jitsu a while now, so being put in an arm bar in a situation like that is nothing new to me. So I knew where I had to go.
And where do you feel like your striking stacks up to the rest of the division? You've had some great success over the last month or two. Do you think you're one of the top strikers in the division?
Absolutely not. My striking is dog shit. If I ask my online coach, his Patreon, his lead hand play, when I go back and I get a breakdown from him, he's going to tell me it's dog shit. So I'll just stick with that.
And if you could go back to the Therese Finney fight, Dana White Contender Series, held down, lose by decision, chance of the UFC over. If you could go back to that Cam Rowston, what would you tell him sitting here now?
If I could go back and tell Cam Rowston, who lost the Torres Finney fight, I would say nothing to him. I would let him figure it out like he did. I wouldn't want it to have happened any other way than the way it's happened. There was a little bit of soul searching after that fight, and some hard training and getting back into just fighting, just teaching myself how to train and how to fight, and not trying to find like a secret recipe or the secret formula.
Awesome, congratulations, mate.
Thank you.
One more from me, Cam. Sorry. So now your most recent Contender Series fight, your UFC debut, have been finishes by striking, but you don't like striking, you prefer grappling. Are you like upset at yourself because you're finishing people with strikes and not subs?
I wouldn't say I'm upset with myself, but I'd just say disappointed, Yeah.
Not mad, just disappointed.
Yeah, not mad, just disappointed.
Congratulations, Cam.
Thank you. Thank you.